And we are live. I am going to give just a few minutes to make sure I have everything where it's supposed to go and that everything is running smoothly. Just had some sort of last minute technical difficulties. So I just want to give it a couple minutes to make sure everything is going to work the way it's supposed to, and to see who all is going to be here. So please just bear with me if you're watching. I'm just going to give it a couple more minutes. I should really get some music for this, huh? Probably would be a good thing. You can listen to me hum in the meantime. Okay, that's it. That's all you get. Boop a doop a doop boop. One concurrent viewer, thank you. I don't know if you can hear me, but thanks for being here. I don't know who you are. Announce yourself. Announce yourself. Okay, I'm trying to see. Check the old socials. And then I will start one way or another. That is not the right social I wanted to check. That's the one I want to check. I'll give it a couple more minutes. It's only 5 after. Get my beverage cracked open here. There we go. There we go. Let me just do one more thing. Oh, good. My latency is way down. That's excellent. Do 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 do. Okay. So I suppose it's time to get started. Thank you for your patience. For those of you watching the stream, those of you watching the VOD later, thank you, thank you. I'm going to do my best to keep an eye on the chat. My setup is not at its peak yet, we'll say. So I've only got the one monitor, so I'll have to be going back and forth between the chat and the game. But here we go, starting up Dark Souls Remastered. I haven't played the original, the 2011 game. I didn't really know about Dark Souls, I don't think, until maybe 2016. And I didn't, maybe earlier than that, 14 maybe, but I didn't get into them until late 2017. And I've only recently just beaten the third one, but we'll get to that when we get to that. So I want to start things up with just some character creation stuff. I would hope that we'll just be able to keep it simple. Excuse me. I'll be doing a deprived run, which means we'll be starting with no weapons or armor, and any that we do pick up will be not necessarily the most useful, but eventually we'll be able to get to a point where we'll be able to get oh, come now, thumbstick. We'll be able to get kind of full sets of things and good weapons and whatnot. So I don't know, what are we gonna name this guy? This guy's name, classic Dangus. That's his name. He's gonna be, he's a male, just leave him as is. Then we're gonna go deprived. For the record, I don't know how to use magic at all. I'm terrible with it, so I'm just gonna be going weapon and shield for the most part. So these are all different, like, kind of starting items you can pick. You can choose to go with none. I don't know why you would. Some of these are good, but they seem like kind of like waste. Like, that's a grenade, basically. Those humanities are useful, but you can lose them. You can find a pair of binoculars, blah, blah, blah. There's kind of a bunch of old stuff here. Eventually you find these two items. So we're going to go with the Master Key, because the Master Key will let us unlock some doors that you can't otherwise get into, where we can get supplies and some shortcuts and stuff. We'll go average. You know, he's a deprived dude. Or you know what? You know what? We are going to make him very slim, because he's deprived, and so he's just going to be a weak little sapling man. Ooh. Now this is always, oh god, look at that face. That is the face only a mother could love. Good heavens. Okay, let's do, I don't know, who's the most, like, unassuming? We could just do commoner. Hair. Dark Souls hair is very weird and wispy. Look at that. That's like some freaking 80s hair metal rock anthem hair. Semi-long. Oh, he looks like what's his name? The Resident Evil guy. I don't play Resident Evil, so I don't know anyone's names. Oh, we'll make him receding. He's deprived. He's also deprived of an adequate hairline. Okay, hair. I mean, let's do red. Why not, right? I mean, look at that guy. That is a man whose proportions are wildly out of control. Look at that. Goodness. Okay, here we go. Starting the game as Dangus.
In the age of ancients,
now it's time for a cutscene.
the world was unformed, shrouded by fog. A land of grey crags, arch trees, and everlasting dragons. But then there was fire, and with fire came disparity. Heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark. Then from the dark they came and found the souls of lords within the flame. Nito, the first of the dead. The Witch of Izalith and her daughters of Chaos. Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, and his faithful knights. And the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten. With the strength of lords, they challenged the dragons. Gwyn's mighty bolts peeled apart their stone scales. The witches weaved great firestorms. Nito unleashed a miasma of death and disease. And Seath the Scaleless betrayed his own, and the dragons were no more. Thus began the Age of Fire. But soon the flames will fade, and only dark will remain. Even now, there are only embers. And man sees not light, but only endless nights. And amongst the living are seen carriers of the accursed dark side.
Okay. I just didn't want to talk during the cutscene. But the dark sign, okay, so there's a lot of interesting things about the undead and what that means for Dark Souls.
The undead.
But I'll give her a minute to finish.
And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north. Where they are locked away to await the end of the world. This is your fate.
Oh, look at who it is. Dangus Baconman. Skin like a crispy piece of bacon. Look at that. Disgusting. And that hair. He looks like, what's his name? Ganondorf from Zelda. That was not an intention. Oh, who's this guy? A friend. A friend indeed. Okay, so to start with, I guess I will clarify what the whole point of this stream is. It's to do as much as we can to learn about the Dark Souls lore, as to the extent that we are able to do that. It's sort of both deliberately vague and accidentally vague at the same time. Like, there are certain components of it that are mysterious deliberately, and other parts of it that are mysterious because of the way the game was made. It's a combination of fantasy tropes and like an Eastern spin on a lot of Western fantasy storytelling. Get a good look at our man here. Look at that guy. That is the face of a champion. But we are what is called undead. Now, undead is not what it normally means. It's not like vampires or zombies or ghosts or things like that. What it is you are still a human, but you have been afflicted by something called the dark sign. And nobody really knows what the dark sign is, but my understanding when I was looking up, doing my research for this video, is that the dark sign is something that begins to appear when the world is coming to an end. And it's a sign of those end times, and so there's a lot of suspicion and distrust around those who bear the dark sign, and so they are rounded up in whatever land they're from and brought to, I don't know if there are multiple places, but at least this place, the Northern Undead Asylum, where they're locked away and kept here so that one day they might fulfill the curse of the undead, the reason they are branded with the dark sign, which not many people know what the truth of that is, and that is going to be sort of the first major leg of our journey through this game, is finding out what exactly the curse of the undead means and what that is. So here we are an undead. Let me just kind of deal with some of these guys here. Here! Ha! Yeah! Take that. And there's a demon in there. And we can't get him now, but we will be able to come back to him later, another stream. We need to get some keys and stuff before we can come back here. Curses! So these guys are, you see, you notice the sort of vague resemblance to old Dangus here. They are hollow, and becoming hollow is something that is bound to happen to all undead given enough time. They will every time they are killed and respawn, which is why they are undead, revived, so to speak, they come back with less and less of their humanity, which, as we'll see as we play, is an actual sort of physical thing in Dark Souls. And so eventually all hollows will go mad, and to forestall hollowing, you reclaim humanity and souls, and that sort of drives both some of the character motivation for certain people, but also the what's a good word for this? The mechanics of the game. And so what we've just found here is the first bonfire. When bonfires are, there's not a lot of lore explaining exactly what the bonfires are meant to be. They're mostly checkpoints and stuff for when we die. So we'll run into a lot of these throughout the course of the game. But time to move on to the next area, and yeah, there's just not a whole lot of information about bonfires, it seems like. I don't know, I tried to do some research, and the only thing that I can really find is that they're somehow connected to another sort of significant portion of the lore that I don't want to spoil, so we'll wait to talk about that. But they also, if you notice, appear to be made out of bones. And they are supposed to be bones of the other undead, And I don't know what the general consensus is on what they're supposed to be. I tried to look it up, and everybody sort of had a different answer, it seems like. I think what it could perhaps be likely is that those are the bones of undead who have... Undead and hollow who have failed in whatever it is they were supposed to be doing. For all undead have a duty, even if it's not tied to the curse. No one do. Oop, big boss boy. Except that we're not supposed to fight him here because we can only do 2 damage to him at a time. So we're gonna have to escape, and that'll shut, and we'll be safe from him for now. Another bonfire here. Just rest at that, and then you have to rest at the bonfires to respawn there when you die. So it's not enough. Oh god, arrow! Ugh! Okay, great. We've got our first shield. So let's equip that. Here, ye old plankman. Yeah. Get out of here. I've got a board. What are you gonna do? Get it back. And a club. Now we're cooking with gas. Got 2 big planks of wood, and we're ready to fight some idiots. Okay, get out of here. No thank you, sir. No thank you, sir. Oh yeah. Visceral. Get him. Get him. Okay, so because this is my first time running this stream, I need to double check some things. So I'm going to take just a short break here and see what is happening. Okay, great. Everything seems to be running fairly smoothly. If anybody is watching and things are getting weird, please do say something. I'm not in this, I don't know. This is sort of a trial run, a little bit. I did some research last night, and over the last couple of days, but this is actually the first time running the stream. So if anything gets weird, please do say something. So you'll notice in there's a man, and if you caught that opening little bit after the cutscene where we were sitting in our cell, somebody pushed a body with the key down into our cell, and it's this guy. And the game won't tell us this, so I had to do some research on him. His name is Oscar of Astora. Astora is one of the countries in the world of Dark Souls. I haven't found any good maps to find out exactly where it is. That's sort of Dark Souls for you. It's there, but you don't get to know everything about it. But he is an undead. Another undead who was who came here and was imprisoned. He freed himself and has been trying to help other undead get free because of a prophecy or a family sort of belief that he will explain to us when we go and talk to him in just a minute. But you'll notice too that we can't get in through here, and there's a bunch of rocks in the way, and you'll notice that there's no way to get in anywhere around here. So we've got to do something to get him out. Before we do that, though, there's a little shortcut here, and shortcuts are always great, taking us back to the first bonfire. So we're going to do this, and we go up these stairs now, and big boulder, so jump out of the way. Oh, good fall. That was some serious athleticism. There's maybe no Olympics in Japan going on right now, but there sure are Olympics happening here. Am I right? Anyways, so this is Oscar, and you'll see he's fallen down through a hole in the ceiling, and he's probably not doing so hot.
Oh, you. You're no horror.
Not yet.
I'm done for, I'm afraid. I'll die soon, then lose my sanity. I wish to ask something. You and I, we're both undead. Hear me out, will you?
Sure.
Regrettably, I have failed in my mission, but perhaps you can keep the torch lit. There is an old saying in my family, exodus from the Undead Asylum, and maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringest the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know. Well, now you know. And I can die with hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing. Here, take this. An Estus flask. An undead favorite.
Estus.
Oh, and this. Now I must bid farewell. Vida. So go now. And thank you.
Okay, so what's happening to poor Oscar here is that prophecy. Thou who art undead art chosen, and thine exodus from the undead asylum maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringeth the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know. So that's like a family proverb for him. And as an undead, or someone who eventually became undead, he came here, hoping to find passage to the land of ancient lords, which is called Lordran. And in doing so, he was trying to sort of force this prophecy to happen by trying to free other undead, because in the prophecy there's no way to know which undead that it's speaking of. So just basically to cast as wide a net as possible, he started going around and trying to free people, and that's why he let us out. Now, he was doing that while up on the roof, and if you saw our first encounter with the Asylum demon, the big guy that jumped down that we ran away from, he was up on the roof. And so the prevailing theory is that Oscar was up on the roof and got smashed by the Asylum demon through this hole, which is why he got into a room with no doors. And here he is, dying.
Now I would hate to harm you all. Thank you.
So he just gave us our Estus flask and a key, and Estus is, the long and the short of Estus is that it's basically the only thing that can actually nourish an undead. It's the only thing that can restore their vigor. Like food and normal things like that don't really do anything for them, nourishment-wise. So Estus is really important for undead. And I don't know if it has anything to do with like staving off hollowing or anything like that. I couldn't find anything about it. There's a couple of really good sources for Dark Souls information. They're just a lot of other games in general. Extra Life, I think is what it's called. F Extra Life, and it's just, I think they've got a bunch of websites for a bunch of different games. But I know they've got one for all the Soulsborne games: Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, and Bloodborne. Okay, so one thing I wanted to touch on in this first episode, I guess a little bit, is the conversation around the difficulty of Dark Souls. And we'll see it get progressively harder, of course, as the game goes on, and Dark Souls is just generally a pretty unforgiving, punishing experience for those who don't commit to learning how to play the game, and those who are not willing to learn how to be patient. It is not a hack and slash by any means. It is not a brawler. It is none of those things. It is not God of War. It is not Dragon Age. It is not anything. It has a reputation for being, for Souls-like games, and that is, in my estimation, and with what frame of reference I have, well deserved. Okay, so we have to drop down there because this dude will hit us with an attack. He'll jump up and try and hit us if we don't drop down quick. And the thing with Dark Souls is if you have an opportunity to drop attack a boss, you should take it, because it'll always do a bunch of extra damage. Now, this guy is a pretty easy boss. The trick with him is to stay inside his club range there, because that is what he'll do the most damage to us with for sure. And so he'll do something like that occasionally, but as long as we can get our shield up in time, we'll be okay. Yeah, and this guy is not too difficult once you've fought him a dozen times. I haven't beaten Dark Souls that many times, but I've beaten it, I don't know, 4 or 5 times, and probably started it a bunch more. Oh, you're dead. Oh, howdy, big Pilgrim's Key. It's time to get out of here. And you can hear there's still stomping going around. That's coming from below us, where that other demon was. Later we can come back here, and if we walk out here, the floor will collapse and we can fight that guy. But we will do that on another stream, because he's going to be a little too tough for us right now. And also, I don't think the floor will break open for us yet under any circumstances. So that's the Northern Undead Asylum for the most part. There's a couple of things here we'll grab before we head out, and a little item down over yonder. That's the thing about Dark Souls 2. It's like a lot of games in that respect, I suppose, where it pays sometimes to have a look around. This is a thing that we can come back to again later, too. Normally there's like a little bird in there, and he talks to us, and his name is Snuggly the Crow. And if we give him certain items, he will give us items in return. But it doesn't look like he's there yet, so we'll have to come back for him as well later. And now we're going to meet a giant other bird who doesn't have a name, but it's going to pick us up like a little bird baby and carry us to kind of the first actual level.
Only in the ancient legends it is stated that one day an undead shall be chosen.
Bird.
To leave the undead asylum in pilgrimage to the land of the ancient lords. Lordran.
See, I told you that's what it was called. I told you. So, sum up what we know so far. The world is sort of entering some kind of end of days type thing. Maybe not quite so bad as an apocalypse, we'll say, but it's certainly a slow fading and a slow dying of things. So, we're an undead, and for whatever reason, we were taken to the Northern Undead Asylum to potentially help fulfill this prophecy, and now we've escaped and found our way to Lordran and Firelink Shrine, which is going to kind of be like our home base, so to speak. And throughout the course of the game, we'll have, you know, NPCs and stuff come in through here, like this gentleman over here, who we'll talk to in a second. But we're going to run around and grab a couple items before we do that stuff. So it's just a few things, kind of not even very well hidden, just, you know, going to grab them early rather than wait. Be more useful now than later, some of them. Just got some humanity there, firebomb, and you'll notice that we are all bacony, as I'm sure is quite apparent. That is something that we can correct, but we're not going to yet. I'm going to grab a couple of these items, and then we'll go through that. This is another NPC man. He's kind of a cleric that we can talk to. We'll be a merchant. Depending on your playstyle, he's one of those merchants that is definitely more or less useful. He's a lot of miracles, which are sort of like the cleric holy spells, healing spells, and things like that. But we'll talk to him too in a little bit. I just want to get these items first. And there's a chest over there, but it's open and there's nothing in it, so we won't even bother. Look, it's our bird friend. Hello, bird. How you doing? Anyways, walking around, grabbing our items, seeing those souls of lost undead. That you get different kinds of those, and depending on what they're called, and I certainly could not tell you them off the top of my head in any particular order what they are, they will give us extra souls to spend, so we're going to use those to help us level up. Ooh, we've got 3 of them. So we're going to use all 3 of those puppies. An extra 600, and let's pop a couple levels on here. Bonfires, in addition to being where we'll respawn, will unlock other functions for them as the game goes on. One of the most important ones, obviously, is being able to level up. So we're going to do that real quick. Okay, so if they're on the way that I play the game, and I think the way a lot of people play the game, because it's the most approachable way to do it, is just using a weapon and shield and some kind of medium or heavier armor. There's like super heavy armors that are really, really heavy. Excuse me. And will slow us down and stuff when we roll until we can really get some the ability to like use those items up. So for the moment, we're going to focus on vitality, which will increase our hit points. We're going to focus on endurance, which will increase our stamina and our equipment load. And we will do another one in strength. And I will also eventually start doing them in resistance, because that's going to affect our ability to resist poisons and other sort of damage effects. And it's going to be very important in certain areas of the game. There's a whole area of the game we'll get to probably in a few sessions where you're just in a big underground awful swamp. And the ground is poisonous, so you just, yeah. Resistance is good for that. Let's talk to this guy. This, crestfallen warrior.
Well, what do we have here? You must be a new arrival. Let me guess. Fate of the undead. But there's no salvation here. It would have been better to rot in the undead asylum. But too late now. Well, since you're here, let me help you out.
Oh, thanks.
There are actually 2 bells of awakening.
Remember,
Undead church. The other
ringeth, when thou ringeth the bell of awakening,
is at the base.
the fate of the undead thou shalt know. So,
And something happened.
this gentleman
Brilliant, right? Not much to go.
knows something about what we are trying to accomplish.
Won't stop you. So, off we go. It is why you came, isn't it? To this accursed land, the undead.
Oh, crestfallen man, you're so depressed.
You would have known.
Yeah, see, this is like, he's not hollow yet. He's undead, but he's not gone hollow, because he's not all crispy, bacony. So that's something that we're going to do, and I'm just going to do it just to show you what it does, because in this stage of the game it's kind of a liability to do it, because I don't have any any weapons or armor, really. So humanity is something that is very essential, especially in Dark Souls 1 and 2, and it is literally like a physical manifestation of the darkness inside humanity. And the darkness inside humanity is not necessarily presented as strictly an evil thing. That's the thing about the light and the dark in the Dark Souls games, is they're both sort of gray somehow, as you learn certain facts. And there's certain things that happen in the Dark Souls games that won't happen if you do something. You know, there is a bit of an element of consequences to your actions, and choice mattering in things, and it's all done in a much less sort of in-your-face way than games like Mass Effect and stuff do it, but it's still there. Ooh, and what just happened there is somebody rested at the last bonfire we rested at, and so we got enough free Estus. That's great. This guy wants us to go away, but if we go away we can't use him as a shopkeeper, so we're going to keep pestering him for a second.
But I also want you to know that it is not meant in you. Here, take this as a token of peace. No, go ahead. It's for you.
Oh, that's generous of you.
Oh, you again. Oh, I know. How about this? I have to awake my companions here anyway. So what if I were to teach you some miracles? Would that please you?
Sure, even though I don't think I can actually learn any, that'll be good. I'm happy to learn something.
Covenant with the gods.
Knowledge is power, kids. Knowledge is power. And there's no real reason not to join this covenant at the moment, so we'll just do it. Even though this covenant is pretty useless. Because nobody's in it. The covenants are like groups of
Their ultimate
factions, basically. Each one has kind of different motivations and different purposes. This guy's a member of the Way of White. They are the people in the lore who bring the undead to the Undead Asylum, both to imprison them and keep them out of the main society, but also so that they might one day accomplish their fate, the curse of the undead and things like that. But we're going to learn a gesture. Shrug. Shrug. I don't know. Okay, stop. See, this is something that's kind of fun. Dark Souls has fun PvP and stuff like that, and co-op, and there's not a lot of... You can't do voice chat in the game. So the only way to communicate with people is to do these silly gestures. And so we're going to swap one out for Shrug. Ha! I don't know. You tell me, man. Here's another good one. This is a classic. Ah, yeah. Look how lanky this guy is. God. Okay. So we're going to do our humanity thing here, and there's one more NPC we're going to go find, because she's kind of vital to this area. So we're going to reverse our no humanity. Oh, pfft. Of course. Of course I got it out, but didn't actually use it. So we've got to use that to be able to reverse our hollowing and turn back into a fleshy human that is not made out of bacon strips. Okay, here we go. Onward to our friend, who I somehow in the last 3 seconds of just mentioning her forgot that we were going to go find her. So she's down here, and she is a firekeeper. They're rare. The sort of implication is that they tend the bonfires, but there's not one at every bonfire, so it's a little strange. I guess the implication is that a lot of them have died over time, and so the bonfires are all that's left. But she can't speak. Why can't she speak to us? What's wrong with her? And then she's got these other things that we can do. We can't do anything with her just yet, but we will be able to not too terribly long. Well, we can go to her and she'll make our Estus flasks better, so we can get more healing. Okay, so now that's all done. We are off to find and ring our first bell. The first bell of awakening. Okay. Cut it out. Alright. Yeah. Got him. And I'm not here to 100% this game. Oh, goodness. Oh, that worked out. That was so dumb. I cannot believe I would have said now that they're all here trying to kill us all at the same time, which is not how we wanted this to go. Oh god! I don't have any armor. They'll do so much damage. Oh, he's still throwing firebombs at us. Die. Stop it. Cut it out. Got him. Okay. Ooh. Is he going to give us a piece of armor? Yes, he is. Great. Now we've got a helmet. Look at that, man. That guy is ready for action. Doesn't matter that there's a big old chip missing. He can take anything now. I'm ready to fight the final boss. Okay, we're going to go over and try and grab that little item here. Now, if there's the sprinting and jumping is different in Dark Souls 1 and the other ones. So I have to try and remember how to do this properly. I think for this, I have to double tap B. Yes! Oh, I was correct. Great. I haven't played Dark Souls 1 in a while. I've been playing a lot of 3. So got that item. So that's the Ring of Sacrifice. We can put that on. That will allow us, if we die, to not lose anything. Because if you do die, You lose your souls and your humanity. However, you can go back and get them. Where you last died, they'll be sort of in a very close proximity to that. But I will hang on to that ring to sell it later, because, I don't know, you can only have 2 ring slots, and I've found that it's better just to have other ones. And yeah, I don't have any rings now, but if it breaks, I can't sell it. I can get like 1,000 souls for that thing. Which later on in the game is nothing, but early on, it'll help me get a level at some point. Okay, so now we're moving into the other area. I should go back quickly, I guess. This is a shortcut. We can't get through here yet. We have to come at it from the other side, which will not happen for a while. It might not happen until next stream, honestly. We've got a couple bosses we're going to try and get through this one. I'm hoping to have this all done by 4:30, approximately. 2.5 hours. I had a little bit of a technical delay at the beginning, so we're going to try and make up for that. Ow, 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 a little bit. See, that's what happens when you're not patient. That's what happens when you're not patient in Dark Souls. I didn't die, but man, that was close. And also, having no armor does not help. Definitely does not help. Ow! He dodged. Got him. Oh yeah, now we've got an actual suit of armor with no pants. Check it out. He's looking pretty stylish. Oh, it makes jingle-jangling noises when I run with it on. No, usually I play a warrior, so I start with some stuff. But I thought for this it'd be fun to do a deprived, because deprived are just outrageous. And so silly, just walking around with no clothes on for like a couple hours. Oh, come here, guys. Oh, hello. I'm new to... Ow, oh, ow, ooh, ow, ooh, ooh, ooh. That was really bad. That was really, really bad. I'm new to the neighborhood. Don't be mean. Whew. Walking along, and look. These guys think they're going to trap us, and they will. But that's okay. It's not going to really mean much, hopefully. Hopefully I'm not an idiot now. Ooh, 2 for 1! 2 for 1. Oh, ow! Ooh, no! No, no, no! Whew! Up we go. Oh, in some of the Dark Souls games you can do like a fast ladder climb, but you can't in this one, it seems like. Like I said, I haven't played through Dark Souls 1 in a while, but I do know it fairly well. I will know well enough to know what I need to look up for, to look up my research stuff for, but I've been playing Dark Souls 3 more recently, so that's a little more fresh in my mind, but we won't get to that for a while, probably, because we're going to do the downloadable content. And I'm not going to 100% the game, but I am going to try and find, try and point out the really good items. Oh! I'm not scared of you, dragon. Yeah, that's right, run away. You've got nothing on me. Oh, and now we're being invaded. Dark Spirit Pain. Oh, this edgelord is here. Be ready, guys. And he's definitely gonna kill me. Is he even gonna... Oh, okay, he's gonna do the thing. I'm just gonna shrug at him and be like, dude, why? I got no pants on. Come on. Come on, I got no pants. See, this is the danger of reversing your hollowing, especially in Dark Souls 1. Is the invaders, because invaders are, generally speaking, pretty lame. Oh yeah, and this guy's got some lag stuff going on. This is good. This is very fair and very good. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. He's just hopping all over the place. Stop it. What if I just ran off of something and denied him this kill? That would be hilarious. Whee! Suck it! Now you get to go back to your world and leave me alone so I can do this uninterrupted, please. Okay, so that's why I don't, generally speaking, reverse my hollowing early on in the game in Dark Souls, because it's useless. Until you get good stuff, you're just gonna die all the time, and that guy seems maybe okay, but more often than not, invaders in the Dark Souls games are people who have just like these stupid builds that are deliberately designed to exploit stuff, and it just basically cheating. It's like cheating but not cheating. You know, just taking advantage of whatever stupid little loopholes and number crunching frickin' manipulation that they can get away with, and it's really annoying and I hate it. However, you can play co-op when you're unhollowed, which is nice. But I have... Ooh, okay, goodbye. Farewell. I have struggled to find people oh god! Oh god! Oh god! Oh no! Dark Souls go to Dark Souls, I guess. So we just lost all those souls. That's okay. We are just going to backtrack and have to do this again. That's annoying. That happens, though. That happens. No! Stop! God. Cut it out! Leave me alone. Look. Just knock it off, alright? Cut it out. Okay. Back on track. Ugh. First you get invaded, and then I back off a cliff. Your two biggest enemies in Dark Souls are going to be your lack of patience and the camera, honestly. Those are your two biggest enemies in Dark Souls. Not the bosses. The bosses are really good, honestly. I personally prefer the bosses in Dark Souls 3 most of the time to the ones in Dark Souls 1. Because they feel like what the bosses in Dark Souls 1 would have been if the game would come out, 5-6 years later. 4 years later. When did Dark Souls 3 come out? 2014? 2016? Something like that? I don't know. After Bloodborne. Which is a game that I just am so sad that I can't play. It's a PlayStation exclusive. It's Dark Souls, but all Lovecraftian and Victorian and stuff, and it looks awesome. I've played a little bit of it, but I haven't had much luck getting it to work on my computer with the PlayStation Now thing. You can stream stuff, which is pretty cool, but my internet I don't think is good enough to do like game streaming. I have some graphical issues. Okay, so there's a bonfire up here that we're gonna get. Gonna come over here and get the bonfire, and we'll be able to get a shortcut to this spot later on. There's a ladder there that we'll be able to come down to from above and kick it down. I'm not gonna level up yet because I don't have enough souls for it. Well, that was easy. Got him. I'm gonna open this door, because I know for a fact that there is a shield out here. Oh, hello. Hello, friend. Ow! Okay. Can you stop? Thank you. Okay, so we're gonna get a better shield. Another helmet. And then there's a merchant over here that we're gonna grab. Oh, we're gonna not grab, he stays here. He doesn't come back to Firelink Shrine, but we are going to introduce ourselves. Because he sells some items that are fairly essential.
Well now.
Well now.
Your wits about you. Then you are a welcome customer. I trade for souls. Everything's for sale.
He's a creep. He's a proper creep. See, this is a guy that's like going hollow. He's not quite there yet, but you can see with his eyes and his old bony extremities. What does he have? So, repair powder. Like, repair powder is useful, but the thing about repair powder is eventually you can just get a repair box, and it kind of just solves all your problems in that regard. Ooh, residence key, bottomless box. These are things that... Oh, the residence key is really useful, actually, just like right up ahead, so we're going to grab that, even though I don't want to spend the money on it. Losing those souls hurt a little bit. It didn't hurt too bad, but I think we did lose a few hundred. Which early on, it's a lot. Later on in the game, it's nothing. But at this stage in the game, you know, we were probably halfway to another level at least by that point. Oh! So, and the other thing too about this game is there's a couple of combat mechanics that I'm just garbage at and have not figured out the timing on. And it's kicking and parrying. Oh! There's a way to, like, you sort of use your forward momentum and attack at the same time. I don't know. I've not been able to get the timing of it right. I've read on how you're supposed to do it, but I just can't figure it out. I can't figure it out. So I might try and mess with that. This time parrying is really useful. You can do tons of damage if you parry people really well, which again, another combat mechanic that I just really struggle with. See, like, look at this. You can use that move to parry attacks and get big hits on people, but again, just struggled to get the timing right. And I mean, I've beaten the game a couple of times, so it's not like it's impossible to do without it, but it would really help with like PvP more than anything. Crossbow! Crossbows are good. They do a decent amount of damage. The only downside to a crossbow is that you can't aim crossbows. They're hip fire only. So they're a weapon that I've seen a lot of people use in PvP because you can just fire off a bolt real quick, but you can't aim them. And I like to have the bows because there are some enemies that we will encounter throughout the course of the game that are really good to be able to draw away, like one at a time. And bows are better for that because you can aim them at your target. So, there's guys up there, now we're back here, who are, yep, I see you, who are going to throw firebombs at us. So we're gonna run. Across the bridge. This room can suck. Oh, yep, there he is. The big man himself. Okay. Dark Souls, please. There we go. Right. 2 for 1! Missed. That was horrible. Oh, come on. Excuse me. Thank you. Okay, here's another shortcut. Again, it's another one that we got to open from the other side, and we probably won't get to it this session. So I got a pretty good idea of where I'd like to end this stream today. Nice sort of tidy place to stop. Stop it. Stop it. And these are messages. Yeah, people can leave these messages on the ground and you can rate them and stuff. I don't think I have the right... You need to get an item called an orange soapstone. I think it's an orange soapstone. I don't know. There's some soapstones that you get, and they're like the kind of related to the co-op PvP stuff. But the orange ones let you write messages and stuff like that, and I don't have one yet. And honestly, there's not enough people playing Dark Souls Remastered these days to really make use of it. Okay. So because we're farming for souls, I'm going to run up here. Oh, thank you. No, thank you. I'm going to run up here and fight some of these guys quick. Hopefully, before... Oh, no, no, no. No, thank you. See? Camera. Worst enemy. Ow. Ow, ow, ow. Fire bombs, you guys. Stop it. Up here? It's not safe. Oh. Ow! What a jerk. What a jerk. Cut it out. You kidding me? Frickin' punk. Stab it. Okay, you know what? I'm tired of this. Yeah, that's what you get. That is what you get. One of our guys dropped down here and he had an item on him, so I want to grab that. More fire bombs. Excellent. These will be useful. There's a couple of points coming up there. It's actually super nice to have those. You know what? Cut it out. And there's a guy up in this tower that will shoot you in the back. So we're going to deal with him too. Because he's no fun to deal with while you're dealing with those three guys down there. Especially early on when you're deprived and you're not doing like a new game plus or anything and you are just a squishy bacon person. Master key. This is kind of a shortcut, but it's also a death trap right now, so we're not going to use it. Looks like I've got 3 people watching. Thank you, 3 people. If I know you, let me know what you think after the fact. You know, give me some pointers. What did you like? What didn't you like? Ow! Stop it! I'm trying to get to a boss, guys. Okay, you know, I'm trying to get to a boss without losing all my Estus, my Sunny Delight, Sunny D, which is sort of, I guess, the colloquial name for Estus, which I think is really funny. Ow! 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 Stop! That was not fair. Okay? Okay? Cut it out. There. Now stop it. Okay. Huh. Harrowing. Down here, we're not going to go. I'm just going to show it to you for now, because that is the Black Knight, and they are terrifying when you're low levels. They are super fast and super scary, but there's a ring behind him that is worth a lot of souls, so eventually we'll have to come back to deal with him. And now this fool is going to try and roll a fire barrel on us. Stop it! No, no! Ah! Oh, he got me! Oh, God, see? Look at that. That was a good old-fashioned Dark Souls camera mess with you. A good old Dark Souls camera mess about. That's the thing you learn to compensate for. Oh, I'm going to open this door. Again, we're not going down here because there is a very tough enemy ahead. His name is Havel the Rock. And I imagine that he's basically Dwayne Johnson, but with a really, really scary suit of armor and a huge, goofy-looking club. And he can, at this point in the game, most certainly one-shot us, so we're not even gonna try. Oh, Crystal Lizard! Yep, that's why I wanted to come over here. These things are nice. they drop really rare crafting materials. So if you can kill them, it's good to do that. Unless they're going to be little punks and try to run away from you every time. Got him. Thing is, you've only got so much time to get those things, because eventually they will like dig themselves into the ground and vanish, and then you can get them again next time you come through the area. But you know, why wait? So this is our first like boss outside of the intro, so he'll be fun. It's not too terribly difficult as well. There is kind of a trick to him, and he does hit like a frickin' truck. So I'm going to be scaling up the wall here. Oh, 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 no thank you. Ow, ow, ow. Of course they waited till I was on the ladder to shoot at me. Jerks. Okay, someone come here. Great. Okay, those guys are done. This is going to be important because we're going to use this as like a drop attack thing on the boss. Oh, can you see him over there? I don't know. I don't know if you can see him. Sometimes you can see bosses at a distance if they're set up right. I don't know if we can see him though. He might just be like in a hole. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Run! He's a big boy. He can catch up to us really quickly. So I'm going to try and get up this ladder. Yeah, the thing about this climbing this ladder is he can still hit you while you're on it. And if you spend too much time up here trying to shoot him with arrows, he will jump up and attack you. So we're just going to do this. Ha! Drop attack! Suck it! I gotcha. Oh heavens! I just want to get out of here. Oh god, see now he's got us trapped against the stairs. This is going to go very well. Ah! Run! Okay, so we're going to try and do something here. There's a couple of good ways to do damage to him. We have a really crap weapon right now, so trying to hit him with our club is going to be just like the least counterproductive version of this boss fight we can do. So we're going to combo. Okay, you know what? I need you to try and hit me. If you try and get him to hit you before you start climbing the ladder, it'll buy you a little bit of time, because like I said, he can hit you while you're climbing. And so the ideal strategy, if you want to try and use this to your advantage, is to get him to attack you shortly before you start climbing, so that he's recovering from that attack still when you're on the ladder, so he doesn't get a free shot in on you. And so we'll draw him back here again. Try and get him to swing. Hit him with some fire bombskis. Oh, great game. I was trying to roll around him, but I guess we'll just turn into him. Hooah! Oh, got him. Got him. One more. I should do. Yeah! Woohoo! First boss. Done. That's the thing. Dark Souls gets this rap as being this impossibly difficult game, and it is very challenging, especially your first playthrough when you don't know anything about how to compensate for any of the enemies. But if you put in the effort and a little bit of time and commit to playing the game and being patient with it, it's really not nearly as bad as people think it is. It is hard, but it's very rewarding if you want to try and enjoy the game in a sort of a two-way street sort of thing. Like, the game doesn't give you a lot of stuff. It doesn't just hand you rewards. You have to earn that stuff, and I really appreciate that about this game. After playing a lot of... Before we talk to our good friend here, I just want to say that before started playing a lot of Dark Souls, I was really getting frustrated with how much games were like holding my hand and not letting me figure stuff out and taking control away from me as the player to show me stuff. Like cameras constantly getting pulled out of my control. Like, it just drove me insane. And when I found Dark Souls, I was just trying it because I watched another stream of somebody doing it and thought it looked really fun. And it's probably one of my favorite games now, like the series, just on the principle that it's a game that you play as the player, and the game itself is not walking you through everything every step of the way. You know, there's no map, there's no objective markers, there's no journals, the camera doesn't typically get taken away from your control unless there's going to be a little cutscene or something. But now we're talking to Solaire. A good boy. Very good boy. Ooh. No, Solaire, it's fine. No judgment. We've all got weird quests here. So the fun thing about Solaire is he's kind of the guy who introduces co-op into the game, so you have to meet him before you can play cooperatively. So that whole first section of the game, you're by yourself. Now, Solaire, there's a lot of interesting fan theories about Solaire for a while. Dark Souls 3 kind of gave some of them the boot, but as if you can recall from the opening cutscene, they mentioned a Lord Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, and that's who Solaire is an adherent to. He's a worshipper of Gwyn. Now, Gwyn has 3 children, and we will meet 2 of them as we progress through the game. The third one, however, is a god of war his name was stripped from the record, and he was abandoned and forgotten because of a great treason that he did. And for a long time, people thought Solaire might be that person because of his obsession with the sun. But Dark Souls 3 came out, and there's a boss in Dark Souls 3 that pretty much has been confirmed to be Gwyn's actual eldest son, this god of war. He's called the Nameless King, and we'll get to him when we get to him. But that's just a cool piece of information about Solaire, that for a while there was this theory that he was a god, basically. But even so, he's a very jolly fellow, good friend, and he'll come to our help sometimes when we need him to, if we agree to his terms. Oh, yes. I don't know, man. Could it? Oh, yes. Why wouldn't we? He's such a good guy. Look at that cool feather. That just boop. You don't say. Jolly cooperation.
But I am a warrior of the sun. Got my summon signature easily by a brilliant aura. If you missed it, you must be blind.
Oh, Solaire. What a good guy. He's the big boy. He's everybody's favorite little chubby, kind of portly gentleman. Very tall. He's a very tall man. But yeah, we'll run into him a couple times throughout the course of the game, so it'll be fun to see how things go. Let's see what else he has to say. Don't look at it too long, you'll go blind. See, that's why people thought he was... See, that line right there, those 2 lines are why people for a long time thought he was Gwyn's son. Because he refers to the sun, Lord Gwyn, or the symbol of him in any case, as a magnificent father. And there's a missing son. And so there are a few pieces about Solaire's backstory that sort of fit that description. Here's another shortcut that we can't open, because it's locked still. We'll have to get a key for it. Okay, so before we do this, do you remember the big dragon that we saw flying on that bridge when we first came into the Undead Burg? He's about to come back, and we have to run across this bridge before he burns us all alive. Now, the only way to do that is, it's tough. It's always hard to do it. But the trick is, early on in the game, is to make halfway, and there's a point where we can drop down and take a little bit of a detour. So we're going to do that real quick. Where is he? Oh, yep. wings. I can feel... Oh, there's the flame! Oh, God! And he will just keep incinerating that bridge as long as we try and cross it. Curses. Okay, so we've got a couple things we got to do here. Here's another shortcut. This is that ladder that we looked at earlier. So we're going to kick that down. And get our Estus back up to 5. Oh, excuse me. And it's time to go back up. Get across the rest of that bridge. And we'll be able to get probably one of the best shortcuts in the entire game back to Firelink Shrine. There are a couple of them that are better because the areas you have to go through to get them are just horrible. But this one is good. It's in a really good spot. It just makes things a little more convenient. It's not like a huge game changer, but it definitely makes it so we don't have to walk quite so far. Here's a cool thing about this part. So this dragon up here, if you can shoot off his tail, which I may do between streams to get his weapon, he will drop a very good sword that does a lot of fire damage. It takes... I don't have a ranged weapon, so I can't do it, and it takes probably 10 minutes of me just shooting here with a bow drawn, pointed at one spot, waiting for that little bit of his tail to pass into my crosshairs, and just doing that for 10 minutes. So I probably won't do that on stream, because it's really tedious and boring. Oh, yes! Visceral attack! How does that feel? Viscerals are easier in Dark Souls 3, and it always throws me off. They give you a little bit more of a berth, like a range along their back to get them in. Dark Souls 1, it's always been a little harder for me to do that. Oh, yeah! Yeah! Take that! You got knocked off the cliff. This part always sucks, because I feel like I'm always going to fall off when I'm fighting people here. So... And these stupid rats. There's horrible rats in here. I'm going to try and run past them, because if they poison me... Oh, it just won't be good. I don't have anything to do with poison yet. Estus doesn't cure poison. Only resting at a bonfire does, and like a mossy... Oh, crap! Oh, they got us! They got us! They got us! That's what I wanted to avoid. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. This is not good. This is exactly what I wanted to prevent. At least it makes things interesting, I suppose. Okay! Alright. We're gonna be on a frickin' timetable here. So, time to start running. I gotta get to a bonfire. We've gotta do all that all over again. Oh, why is this open? That's very bizarre. Oh, because he hadn't closed it yet. No! That helps tremendously. Because normally we'd have to go all the way around that and fight a bunch of guys, and I just don't want to do that while I'm poisoned, you know? Oh, I'm moving so slow because of this armor. No, thank you! Ow! And mini-boss. So time to run past this guy. Woo! Please don't die. Please don't die. Please don't die me. This is awful. This is why poison sucks. It's not too bad once you can actually start buying the items you can use to get rid of it, but oof. Those stupid rats. They get me every time. There's another bonfire I could have gotten, but this one is better because it will just take us back to Firelink, where we can get our full Estus back. Up to 10 again. Oh, I'm sick. I'm dying. I've been poisoned. Okay. Whew. Whew. We did it. We did it. We're alive. Okay. Back to the spot. Oh, dude, we were getting some good levels. I want to try and run over to the other bonfire and grab that, because there's a guy who we can get some better weapons from. And I'm sick of waiting for a sword to drop, so I'm just going to do that. There's a couple of items that if you're playing like a shield, if you're playing a class that uses a shield, well, not a couple items, a good item, a good shield that we'll go get once I've got a better frickin' weapon. I need to get rid of this stupid club. This thing is awful. Oh, mini boss, he's right there. Please, walk away. Where are you going? Okay, we're getting close to the area that I wanted to be able to get to today. We may run a little past 4. Just to get to that spot, and because we got started a little late because of technical difficulties. But again, please, no, 5 of you, thank you. The 5 of you who are watching, if there's any weird sounds or lag or anything on the viewers end, please let me know so I can try and get it fixed for next time. I'm not the most tech savvy guy, and I'm doing this all by myself, so I don't, can't promise anything, but that's what we're doing this trial run, see how things are going to go. And I'm a fool, because I wanted to level up. Okay, resistance. Oh, okay, so I think we'll be able to get all these up to 13 at least. Yeah, oh no, I don't want dexterity, not yet. There. Great. Whew. Good levels, good levels. Now, I gotta go and fight some people though. What does this say? Praise the sun. Oh, he chased me for a while. We just need to get 1,000 souls so that we can get this sword. And a little more if we want to upgrade it. Ow! Jerk! I just really don't want to fight that mini-boss with this club. I just really don't want to do it. It's not a good weapon. It's pretty awful, and he's got lots of armor. Oh, I'm wondering, I want to make sure I'm not missing any of the lore stuff that's relevant to what we've been encountered so far. I don't think so. I think we've just been kind of making some decent... See, I did a kick there, and I don't know how I did it. And it wasted, and it ruined my attack. I mean, I know how to do it. I know how to do it theoretically, but it never works when I want it. When I want to do it on purpose, it only ever does it when I don't want it to do it. Oh, clever. Oh, and you've got a friend coming too. Oh, you've got a friend coming too, eh? Well, let's see how this goes. Ah! I don't want to fall off. Take that. Oh dear. Oh dear me. I just want to get past. Dude, come on. Really? Alright, fine. Just want to get past. Stop it! See, the thing about thrusting weapons like spears is that you can attack with them from behind shields, which is bullshit. So that guys with shield spears, like this dude, we're not even going to fight this guy because he's a prick and he just sits behind that shield and tries to poke us with that spear in that stupid corner where we can't get behind him. So we're not even going to bother with that guy. We do, unfortunately, have to bother with this guy because he's got the shield that we want. Or rather, he's protecting the shield that we want. So... Oh, and these guys are not fun. They've got these stupid little rapiers, and when they're doing that little pose, that means he's going to block you or counter you if you try and attack him. So even though it looks like there's a good opening here, it's really awful, and it's actually the worst thing you can do is try to attack him when he's got that up. Ugh! This guy may kill us. We'll see. These guys are no fun when you don't have armor. Those rapiers are ruthless. And also because they can do between 1 and like 3 stabs with that main attack, so you never really know how many they're going to do. See, we were able to start hitting him before he got that stupid riposte up. Ow! Ooh. I'm surprised he hasn't used an Estus. Yeah, these Baldur Knights, they can use Estises. Like that. But that gives us our opening. You just gotta hit them quick enough, otherwise they get the Estus and they get some hit and they get health back. They won't go up to full, but sometimes it can be enough to just completely screw. Ooh, Baldur helm. Let's put on a different helmet. I wish I had some pants. That's really what I'm hoping for. What's our carrying capacity like? Equipment load? Oh, we're doing great. We're doing great. Now I've got a bucket helmet. Look at that. That is a look. That is a look that I am about. He looks so stupid. He has no pants on. Looks so dumb. Okay, there's a few other things we're going to do around here. Let's poke around a bit before we go and try and get to the boss area. And go get that sword that we're going to need. So this kind of sucks. A lot of times one of the enemies inside the church will just charge out here and attack you if you go too close to the doorway. I just don't want to be flanked and outnumbered and all that other awful stuff. Also give us an opportunity to open this door. God. And do a little bit more looking around. As I'm sure you can guess, most of these guys are little jerks. Not too difficult, he says as he gets frickin' cut open. Oh, you're gonna dodge, eh? It's gonna be one of those. Well, how's that feel? Pretty dead, I hope. Alright, we're gonna just kind of go boink. Because that pig, that big old pig boy over there, will definitely kill us right now. And you, I know your games. This guy tries to lead you into an ambush, so don't chase after him. If you can, kill him before he gets out there. If not, don't bother. Just wait until... Just don't run out. Those two guys will absolutely screw you. Oh, a broken straight sword. It's almost what I'm looking for. No, stop. Oh, heavens. Oh, heavens. Are we going to die in this corner? I hope not. Oh, Lord. Huh. Got him. Okay. Ooh, a mystery key. I can never remember what that key is for, but I'm sure it will come in handy sooner rather than later. Oh, I think that's the key to free a guy. There's an NPC that we'll be able to free before we get to the boss fight. And I think that's the key for his cell. Oh, good heavens, what am I doing? It's an item on the rafters. You fool. Let's grab it. Like I said, I'm not going to grab every item. Some of them are just massive pains in the ass to try and get to. But if it's easy and it's right there, you know, it's certainly useful to some extent. So I'm going to do what I can to grab items. Like I said, if there's any like good items or special items or things that are really important to progression in the game, I will show us how to do those. This is sort of a walkthrough, sort of a lore thing, sort of for fun. So let's see what we've got here. So sometimes there are these things called illusory doors in Dark Souls that are fake walls, or illusory walls, not doors. Illusory walls that are fake walls that have treasure or sea shortcuts or something behind them. But sometimes with these messages, people are douchebags. And so this says 80,077 people have rated this. It doesn't tell you good or bad. So it's a lot. No illusory wall. What a bunch of jerks. What a bunch of jerks. So kids, because people will put these things on cliff edges and they'll say shortcut ahead. And you'll roll off the cliff, not being able to tell if there's actually a shortcut below you. Because sometimes Dark Souls does that, where they have like hidden shortcuts and stuff. And you'll go there, and you'll die. So, there are some people in Dark Souls that are just jerks. Oh, gosh! That is exactly the opposite of what I wanted to happen. Oh, the pig! He's coming after us! Good thing he can't fit down here. Oh! Like I said, he's not good. He's not a terrible enemy once you have decent equipment, but we don't have that. And so he will destroy us. It's funny that I say that and we're avoiding all these enemies and then I'm talking about how we're going to go fight a boss. You know, it's just like, why? Okay, dude, you know what? There. Goodbye, everyone. Oh, it's coming for us! Run! No, thank you, Mr. Pig. I'm fine. I do not need it. The bodies of my enemies. What does this say? Imminent shortcut. I mean, depends on which way you're coming from. There's not really a shortcut this way. It's not close to the other actual shortcut. It's a weird kind of placement for that. Okay. So we're going to go down to our man Andre. Andre the Giant. Andre of Astora. Andre 3000. Other Andres. Other famous ones that I don't know.
I'm Andre of Astora. If it requires anything, then speak to me.
Ooh, yes. We'll learn another gesture. Hurrah! Purchase item. We're going... $82 plus 10, 80 plus 9. See, this is nice because this has more versatility. This does a little bit more damage. But if you look at the attack, the ATK under the name of the weapon there, regular and thrust, that means its main attack and its heavy attack will do two different things. And it's nice to have thrusting attacks for places that like narrow hallways and stuff, because if you're trying to do a sweep attack in a narrow corridor, sometimes your weapon will hit the wall and you won't be able to string attacks together. You'll get one attack in, but it will be interrupted. So we're going to go with the longsword because it has a little bit more versatility. And if we can reinforce it, even better. No, we don't have any. We haven't found any Titanite shards yet, so we can't do that yet, which is unfortunate. Titanite shards are sort of the main crafting material in Dark Souls. You find different degrees and colors of them, and they do different things. And it's a little hard to figure out in Dark Souls 1, but in 3, it's pretty. They do it. But by the time you get to Dark Souls 3, it's pretty well sorted out and not too hard to follow along with what's happening. So that I know this is not the way that we were coming from, but there's another NPC over here whose quest line we're going to start. Because I'm going to try and get through as many of the NPC quest lines as we can. And those of you who have seen Dark Souls memes and stuff like that, you will be familiar with this man as the Onion Knight. The Onion Bro, as he's called on the Reddit. And here he is sleeping. And we'll oftentimes find him in need of a bit of a hand. Not perilous, necessarily, but he's stuck. And he needs a little bit of help. And, if we help him out, maybe one day he'll repay us. And help us out. It's a gate, it's not a wall. Oh, have I waited. It's another sort of portly, cheerful gentleman. Still closed. What does this say? Fatty. Oh, that's mean. I mean, he is a bit, but come on, guys. There's nicer ways to say that. And also, why does it matter even, It's 2020. I know, the world's crazy. And we got the old coronavirus going on, but, I mean, come on. No need to make fun of him for it. It's nothing he can control, I mean, he's a knight. Look at him. He goes around whooping ass. He's probably got some kind of, genetic condition or something. It's just mean. Don't be mean. Huh. Still don't have any pants. I cannot believe how long that this has gone on. Usually by now I have found pants. Or at least shoes or something. Alright, so this part kind of sucks trying to do this, so it's going to make it sort of quick if we can. No thank you! Ow! 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 That really hurt! That's what happens when you don't have any armor on. Oh! God! Dang it! See? Why did I kick there? Why did I kick? I don't know. I don't know. I really have no idea why that happened. These guys are just killing me. I have not had this much trouble dealing with these guys in a long time. Stop it! Oh great, now all three of them are trying to kill me. This is going to end really well. Look! Bastard. Come out from behind there. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, then we gotta kill this mini-boss. There's a couple of guys we're gonna try and kill here before we come back to actually fight the real boss. I haven't gotten a single hit on him yet. Ugh. Good heavens. I'm doing no damage to this guy. That was interesting. Hoa! Hoa! Oh, God. We're not doing any damage to this guy. This is awful. There's 15 points of damage. Goodness. This is terrible. See, the other thing, too, about trying to get the backstabs in this game is that you think you're in the right spot, but as soon as they stand up, you realize that their whole frickin' center is not where you thought it was. Like, look. Okay, so you think, like, right now I can get a backstab. Nope. As soon as when he straightens himself out, he's facing, like, 90 degrees. He's just totally changed direction. Ugh. I just want to get a backstab in here. Dude, this would make this go so much faster. I mean, thankfully this guy's slow. You know? Kill him with bug bites kind of a thing, but this is annoying, dude. I don't remember this guy being this hard to kill. God, dude. That's what I'm talking about. Dark Souls camera. Just screwing with me. Dude, I'm trying to roll to the side of him. Not in... Estes, you freaking punk bastard. Come on. I saw that coming and I still went. Saw that coming and I still went. Come on. This is freaking insane. Why am I just constantly not rolling in the direction that I'm intending to be rolling? That's annoying, dude. Oh, I was really hoping we could just take care of that guy really quickly. But no. But no, we gotta go back to Firelink Shrine because I got no Estes and this. Okay, maybe the club will be better against him. I don't know. Let's see. I was really hoping I'd be able to. Normally, I've got a couple of Titanite shards by now. I don't know why I haven't found any.
Oh, hello. I will teach.
I don't. You're not who I want. That's annoying. Alright, can we get some levels out of this? Can we pop some souls? Yeah, let's do that. And go give the Firekeeper our Firekeeper soul. So you find, like, I think it's 6 of them in the game. I think maybe only 5 on a first playthrough, but you can get them up to +7. And each time you reinforce your Estus flask like this with the Firekeeper soul, it makes it so it heals a little bit more every time you do it. So now you can see it says Estus flask +1. So now our Estus will give us a little bit more whenever we drink it. Okay, let's get some levels. Probably get 2 out of this. So let's do a strength and nope, just the 1. Dang it, I'm 41 souls short. That is annoying. Alright, let's just go. Let's just go fight these guys. Let's just go kill a couple of these dudes and then we'll get another level. I'm trying not to do a ton of grinding on this stream, but I didn't really realize that I was going to be doing so little damage to that guy. I thought I was going to be a little more. Stop it! Okay, great. That'll be enough. So we can get a second level. Again, I'm wondering why I haven't found any Titanite shards, you know? Normally I've got a couple of them by now. Okay, so we did strength and we wanted vitality or endurance. I think we want endurance. We want a little more stamina. Okay. Let's try this again. 3:45. We're doing okay. This is taking a little bit longer to get through this than I was hoping it was going to, but that's alright. It's alright. I think we'll be done by 4:30, assuming I get really stuck on something, but I think we'll just, if I get stuck, I don't know. It's not like I've got 5 people watching. I feel like people are probably okay if I go a little bit longer. Okay, big frickin' idiot. Let's do it. Let's do it. Just be patient. Just be patient. Oh, you just like spun with me. He wasn't even gonna hit me. And And then he... Dude, this is so annoying. I do not know why I'm having such a hard time with this guy. He's not normally this hard. He's not normally this challenging. And he's just being incredibly difficult right now. Because there's another guy in here that we need to kill before we do the boss fight. And he's worse. This guy's really slow. He does damage, but he's super slow, so you can dodge him. Just cut it out. Okay, we're going two-handed attacks. There we go. Now we're getting some damage in. Whew. Wow, they gave us the Tower Shield and a Titanite Shard. Great. We'll do the Titanite Shard in a minute. We gotta kill that guy up there. If we kill him, he won't come back. And it's the same for that mini boss we just killed, that big iron guy. Some of the enemies, the more difficult ones usually, if you kill them, even when you go back to a bonfire, they won't respawn. And those two are one of them, thankfully. The wizard more so than the big guy. The big guy is not too bad. You can always outrun him. But if you're trying to get up here to this boss fight, you definitely don't want to have to retreat into him. Now I want to know if I attacked him underneath the riposte if it would count, but I'm too afraid to try. Because he does so much damage if he hits you with it. He has so much damage. Okay, cut it out, you. Got him. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, that went smoothly. He is usually more of a pain than that big guy. Okay, now we gotta be careful here, because if we try and run out here... Ooh, this is a good spot for these fire bombs. All these dudes will get funneled into a choke point. Oh god, they're all just coming at me at the same time. There's so many of them. Okay, see that I don't understand. Why that he barely moved back and I couldn't hit him at all. Well, there goes my last fight. Sometimes that happens. You just forget to switch back items. Okay. Now, this guy is a total jerk. And he does a lot of damage, but we're going to try and... Ha ha ha! You idiot! You fell! Oh, magic, eh? Oh, you've got some magic, do you? Well, how's a sword... Oh, is he going to try and lure his buddies over here? Oh, no, he's just trying to put some space between himself and us because he's a caster and he's a coward. Ow. Can we be done? Look. I know you got like a thing. These guys have some cool lore attached to them too, and I don't... They were, oh, good lord. Sort of agents of the guy we saw in that opening cinematic, Seath the Scaleless. They were guys that would go and find people for him to do his experiments on. Because he's the guy... we'll get into the details of it later, but Seath the Scaleless was the inventor of sorcery. And so he is a very big, very important figure in the world of Dark Souls, beyond just being one of the figures in that cutscene. And a boss later. Okay, so we're not quite ready to go up to the boss yet. I'm going to head back to Firelink Shrine, because I think if we go back and try and fight this guy with just 3 Estus, we're going to lose. That being said, one of the other NPCs that we want to talk to is back here, locked in a cell. So we're going to free him to progress his quest line. But see, that was foolish. Don't know why I did that. If that had been able to land, he would have frickin' slaughtered me. Got him. Excellent. See if we can chop that guy out of a barrel. It's always worth it to check when you find a body in a barrel in Dark Souls, because a lot of times they have items on them. Might even be every time. I can't remember, but it's a lot. Okay, so here's our man. Poison bug ahead. I wonder what that could imply. Yes.
I am in love. Could you help me?
Sure. Without recourse. Open, because we've got his key. Knight Lautrec of Karim. Karim is another country, another one that I have no idea where it is, and there's no maps of the world, so... Okay, so he'll have a reward for us for freeing him when we meet him back at Firelink Shrine after we fight the boss. So we're going to go back to Firelink, top off our Estus, pop a humanity so that we can summon in some friends, hopefully, for this boss. This next one is made substantially easier by having a second person to help you. And sometimes you can summon an NPC like Solaire, and other times it'll be a human. Dark Souls 1, unfortunately, or remastered anyways, there's not a ton of people playing online. Most people play Bloodborne or Dark Souls 3 for the PvE and co-op stuff these days, it seems like. And Dark Souls 2 is... seems to be sort of universally, not universally, but largely regarded as the weakest of the franchise. I don't agree with that. It's definitely different, has a very different vibe, but it's still great. You know, I definitely don't think it's not worth playing. They're all worth playing if you are interested enough to try and pick them up. Okay, we'll get another level too, which will be nice. We'll do Vitality. We'll get some health. Get some health. We're going to do Reverse our Hollowing. So we're going to consume our little 1 humanity. And so you see that number up in the top left corner of that 1, and it's turned to double zeros. You can have that up almost as high as you want, I think, to like 99. But if you have 10 humanity there, it increases your chances of finding more humanity as an item drop, which is a fun little fact to know. Because you don't have to do it so much. I didn't feel like in Dark Souls 2 and 3, but in this one you really, if you want to summon people in, like, you've got to farm for humanity a little bit, because the game just doesn't give you enough, and you can't buy much. There's only a couple of merchants you can buy like 1 from. And there's definitely... I have one of my long-running save files with several New Game Plus runs on it. Has like 70 or 80, and there are people who have way more than that. Because in addition to being able to use them to summon people in... Now sometimes there's someone down... there's someone down here. Who's this person? Beneduk. Let's summon Beneduk in. This is a player, so this will be kind of fun. Hopefully we don't get a connection timeout or something. But so the fun thing about the PvE in Dark Souls and the co-op is that there is a kind of a weird sort of courteousness to the whole thing. You know, like you noticed when I was fighting that invader earlier, you know, they stopped to let me bow and acknowledge that they were there and stuff, and that's cool. That's a good thing. Beneduk. Oh, he made his face look like a duck. That's why he's Beneduk. I get it. Oh wow, yeah, he's got this V-hander. He's lagging a little though. He's lagging a little bit. Oh, he's a slow boy. Beneduck, why are you letting me? Whoa, what are you doing, man? Yeah, he's having some connection problems. I'm just gonna, hang back. Beneduck, you've got this with that huge sword. I don't want to get in your way. I'm just gonna let you. Oh no, Beneduck, I've got you. Don't want to let them get the upper hand on him. Okay, well he's got that taken care of. Excellent. Dude, what are you doing? He's just hopping all over the place. So that's fun. I'm glad we were able to summon somebody in for this boss. That'll help. We're also going to be able to get our good pal Solaire once we get up here, which is the main... Oh, there's another person. There's a lot of people here today. That's nice. Oh, another deprived boy. But we want Solaire. Because Solaire is the best, really, when it comes down to everything. Just going to wait for him. Beneduck, what does your face look like? Oh, he definitely looks like a duck. That is disturbing. Yeah. Yeah, we got to look at this gang. This is a crew. I like this. Let's go. Now, the caveat to summoning people in for boss fights is that it makes the bosses more difficult. They've got more health and they'll do a little more damage. Excuse me. So, it makes it a little more challenging, but there are some boss fights where the benefits to summoning people in definitely outweighs the detractors. And other times it's reversed. Sometimes a boss's fight is definitely easier with just one person because their moveset or whatever makes them so challenging that giving them extra damage makes it just freaking impossible. But here's this guy. This is going to be like... This was the first boss for me playing the game, and I think for a lot of people that was like, oh, this is what I'm dealing with. I see. Because the others, they're hard, they're big, and they hit hard and stuff, but this guy's got some tricks up his sleeve. Also, if we go and chop off his tail, we'll get a cool weapon. Well, not a cool weapon, it's a stupid weapon, but it's funny. Oh, and look! There's a second one! Oh, and they're both breathing fire now. That's excellent. I want the tail! Give me the tail! Oh, gosh! See, this is why I have multiple people. Because while you mess... I didn't get the tail. That's okay. There are other opportunities to get the tail. Great. That was easy peasy. That is a boss fight, like I said, where you are dramatically benefited by summoning people in, because there are 2 of them. Now imagine playing that for the first time, and you're like, oh, cool, you've been getting your ass handed to you by that first guy a bunch, because you just don't know how to play the game yet, and you finally get him down to half health, and you're like, yeah, I'm doing really well, and then out of nowhere, while your back is turned, that second, just because you're not looking for him, that second guy comes flying out of nowhere and murders you with his halberd. That's how that boss fight normally goes. But we were lucky, and I was able to get Solaire and somebody else to help, so that was good. Solaire's always there for that one, as long as your hollowing is reversed. NPCs are always where they're supposed to be, as long as you've met prerequisites with their quest line before you get to the areas where you're supposed to be able to summon them in. Some of them don't have prerequisites at all. Some of them, as long as you've met them and you've progressed, they'll be there. But this is our first bell. This is our first bell, and this was where I was planning on stopping today. Because this is a good place to do it, and because the next place we have to go is just so horrendously painful at low levels. It will take a bit of it's going to be a slog, and it's a lot more work than this one is to get to it. And in the first place, we've got to go through 2 really, really, really awful areas. Probably 2 of the most awful areas in the entire game. Oh, and look at this guy. We don't need to talk to him right now, though. We've got 2 extremely horrible areas to get through before we can get to the next bell. So we're definitely not going to get to it today. But maybe we can do a little bit of the groundwork and have things sort of set up a little bit. There's one more boss that we could fight. Someone just died somewhere. I don't know what it was, but someone just died. I heard a... So maybe we'll go fight the Capra Demon. I don't know, I'm going to use these souls, because now I got 11,000. It's a lot. Oh yeah, and these guys, these are other players. I don't know what the rules are. I don't know if that's like what a player was doing before, or if that's somebody who's doing that right now. I don't know. But okay, so we are. Let's see. Do we need to go back to Firelink? I don't even think we need to go back to Firelink. Oh no, we should, because Lautrec will be there now. Thing is, I don't want there are certain NPC quest lines that make the game harder for yourself, but I don't want to skip them because I don't want to dilute the experience for anybody. You know, I want people to see Dark Souls as Dark Souls is. So we're gonna get back to Firelink here. And maybe we'll take just a quick little break before we go and try and fight the Capra Demon. If I die too many times before we get there, I'm gonna call it, but... Okay. 5-minute break. I'm gonna go grab a drink of water. I will be right back. Okay, I've returned. I'm just going to quickly check the old social medias and see what we've got going on. See if any of you fine folks have Oh no, I've just been talking for so long. I've got a beverage here, help clear my parched throat. Okay. So, everything seems to be going all right with the stream. I don't know who's watching me. Maybe it's robots. I've got no idea. No, what's up? California sucks. Dude, sorry, I didn't see your messages until just now. My phone is not the greatest, and I don't have a second monitor. PC for Dark Souls. PC. I would love to get a PS4 so I could play Bloodborne. That's a game that I really, really, really want to play. I've played the demo of it a little bit. Yeah, sorry, dude. Man, your chats weren't showing up until I reloaded YouTube. Something to do some reading about, ironing the kinks out. Okay, so the second boss that we have to fight is... Okay. Sorry, I haven't done this part in a while. There's another boss that we have to do first. It doesn't technically matter which order we do them in, I suppose, but it's just a little simpler to do this one first. It's a little bit of it's an easier boss, I think, to fight. His attacks are a lot easier to avoid than the other guy. There's two of them that we've got to do before we really start to go down and go after that second bell, which, fun fact, it's underground, below a sewer, in a horrible swamp. So we are going to have to do some things to get ready for that. There are two bosses that we've got to kill, and I think we'll be able to do at least one of them today. Not that I'm on any really significant timetable, and I assume that a lot of us aren't, given the circumstances. But I just, streams can get to be kind of long if they run up. But if people are enjoying things and want to keep going, well, just let me know. Like I said, I'm trying to use this as a way to kind of gauge the response to this. But I mean, I'm having fun, even if I'm mostly just talking to myself. Da 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 ba da 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 da. We're gonna pop it here, and now we've got a Titanite shard. So we're gonna upgrade our sword, so it does a little more damage. Still waiting on pants, though. That's the thing. Still waiting on some pants. What is it? Reinforced weapon. We're gonna reinforce the longsword. Modify equipment? Yeah, I don't have any of the things I need for that. I didn't think I did. You've got to find these items called coals. And you give them to the blacksmiths. There's a couple of them that you can do. Here's another mini-boss that we're just going to run by, because he is really hard to fight when you don't have any armor and your weapon sucks. So we'll just run past you for now, friend, and we'll come back another time and deal with you. He's a guy that is really not terribly difficult to avoid, and at this stage of the game, he's just not worth fighting. Yeah, well, that's kind of the idea. I was hoping to play through the games and just kind of have other people see what they're about. If they're interested, they can definitely check them out on their own, of course. That's what I would hope. That's how what got me into Dark Souls, was watching somebody else do a pretty kind of casual stream of it. They're fun games. They're tough. They're really challenging. But if you're looking for a game that is fun to play alone, if you want to take a break from multiplayer, or like lots of fetch questing and looking for collectibles and things like that, Dark Souls is a really good game to do that with. It doesn't make you do anything that you don't want to do, barring the necessary bosses to progress through the game. And there's like optional bosses and stuff even too that you can just sort of skip. But we're going to fight, I think, pretty much everything. I think the bosses, even if you don't need to do them, are super fun. Oh, sure. Gonna shooting a music video, eh? Yeah, that'll be awesome. Any kind of complications with that, with the whole social distancing thing, or is it just going to be like some kind of quick footage? That'd be interesting to see. God, we're really not doing that much damage. We might have to. Well, part of my problem is that I am a fool and didn't level up at all, even though we've got a ton of souls now. So I am going to run up to the next bonfire, and we're just going to take care of that. But yeah, Yeah, I need to get a webcam. I had one that I was loaned, but it's not working properly, so I don't know what to do about that for the time being. I'm hoping I'll be able to pick one up in the next couple of weeks. And I mean, I know for something like this, it's not super necessary, but it would be nice to have, you know. I also need to really get a second monitor. That's another big thing that I gotta do. Okay, stop it. Get out of here. Cut it out. Ugh. Leave me alone. I just want to hit this. Oh no! I've been grabbed. I'm being eaten by a tree. Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, cool. So is you just gonna like play guitar for a bit? That sounds awesome. Or like just show us something off what you've been working on, or that's cool. Yeah, dude, there's so much downtime. Gonna be so much downtime for the next couple of months that it's worth, at least it's worth trying some new projects, stuff you've been sitting on for a while you haven't any time to do. I'm not planning on like making any ad revenue or monetizing this channel in any way. See, now the problem is I could have leveled up before, but I've died, so I've lost all my souls. So now I've got to not die and go get those back. Ha! Ha! Chop! 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 Is it going to be like music you're working on for OSAS, or just kind of like side project stuff? Okay, alright. Man, I haven't played this game in so long. I'm just forgetting how many, like... Ha! Into the abyss with you. Okay, you guys. I can see him up there. Oh, cool. Yeah, random riffs. That's fun. You gotta have something where it's just you doing what you want to do, right? Okay, you guys. Okay, you guys. This is... I know I came down here too soon. I should have leveled up more, but I just need my souls back. Ah! Cut it out! Trees. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, they're getting me those stupid vines. I do not have a Twitch. I would like to get one set up eventually. I'm just kind of trying to keep things a little simple with the YouTube thing for now. And I might monetize. I'm not like writing it off entirely. I don't know. There's so many little niggling particulars that everybody wants you to adhere to monetize stuff. And a lot of it for me is just mostly incidental language, honestly. But... I don't know. I have to do a little bit more reading about this particulars of it. I wouldn't write it off entirely, but it's not my goal, at least to start with. If it's something that it seems like be fairly simple to do, I'll definitely do it. But for now, it's just an experimental thing. I do have a Twitch, but it's mostly as a viewer, and there's not a lot of things I honestly watch live. Really, I was doing I was a player in a D&D Twitch stream for a few months, but then my car started to go, and I was hesitant to continue making the drive out to Brooklyn Park from my house. So we had to write my character out of that. So I was doing that for a little while, and I set up a Twitch account to at least subscribe to the people that were hosting it, just to support that. But the only thing that I've ever really watched semi-regularly is Critical Role, and even then I watch the replays back on YouTube, because I don't know, you know me, I'm not a big TV guy. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, the guys that that got me into Dark Souls, they're definitely a Twitch stream, and that's definitely a big, like, factor, and I want to look at it to it. But the thing for me with Twitch, I think I want to get a webcam first, because I feel like that helps with the... I want to get a webcam and a second monitor. Because right now I'm looking at your comments on my phone, which works, but my phone is a piece of crap, and I don't trust it. No, I have not. I've never even heard of Gloomhaven. What's that? Sounds interesting. I haven't really been paying attention to a lot of the games that are coming out this year. The only one that I'm really excited for that's coming out this year is Elden Ring, which is the next From Software game. And that is From Software, the guys who make Dark Souls and Bloodborne and Sekiro, working with George R.R. Martin to create a setting. So I'm really excited to see what that is. What kind of game is it? It's like a shooter, RTS. Okay, we gotta level up here. We're gonna pop a little more onto resistance because there's poison crap that we're gonna have to start dealing with. And I think we're just gonna try and pop one on everything if we can. Perfect. Okay, now I've got a few more levels. I gotta start focusing though on my skills there. So this is a secret door that we can come through. We have to get a key for it first, and it's expensive. So we'll probably have to come back to it at another stream, because about 20,000 souls to buy the key you need to get through that door. But it is a door we have to go through for the campaign, or for the story. So we will come back. And now it's time to try and fight a room of more of those stupid tree guys. Look, I know you're in the ground, but just work with me here. Okay, fine. I guess we're doing this the hard way. Run! Run! Oh, it's a card-based thing. Okay. Sure, I've tried a few of the card games. I haven't played a lot of them. I have tried a couple of the Magic ones, and I know we tried something a while back. I can't remember what it was called, though. Like Hex or something? Yeah, card games are fun, like pick up and plays. Like, they're one of the more, like, fun, arcadey pick up and play kind of games that I will occasionally fire up. Oh, God! Oh, death! Death! I'm just not doing much damage. I don't know what the deal is. Okay. Let's see, it's 4:20 roughly, so yeah, is it oh, cool. So it's okay, I've seen kind of games like that where they sort of combine like multiple genres into one. That's interesting. I'll look at it. I'll check it out. I don't have a ton of money to buy new games right now because I'm trying to get trying to get a webcam. But I'll check it out for sure. See, this is the way that is freaking nice to deal with these guys. So when they all just sort of stand in a line and you can hit all three of them at once. Ow! Stop it! Yeah, I'll definitely do that. I'll check it out when I'm done on the stream here. Because I don't know, just trying to find some new fun games. There's not like just so many of the games that are coming out these days are for consoles, and I don't have the money for that. And I mean, like Doom Eternal looks sweet. It's definitely a game that I want to get, but there's just so few games that are coming out that aren't exclusives that look awesome. You know, like dude, there's so many cool PlayStation 4 exclusives. It's the reason why I'd love to get one of those eventually. Okay. So there's some stuff in here that we can mess with. I don't know if we should, though, at the moment, because we're pretty squishy. And there's a cool suit of armor we can get in here. But, ow! Stupid snake, man. Stop it. Oh, no. We're poisoned again. We're poisoned again. Excellent. Oh, God! This is so good. This is so good. Where did you come? Oh, yeah, that's right. He's one of these idiots out here. Okay, fortunately... Oh, I can't use it, apparently. we have the things that we need to get rid of poison. Those purple moss clumps. Yeah, I've seen all the memes for the Animal Crossing in Doom. It's pretty funny. I've never played an Animal Crossing game, though. It's just like, it was one of those games that it was just not in my sphere as a kid, and I don't know anything about it now as an adult, but I love all the fucking silly memes that everybody's posting. Like little cutesy Animal Crossing characters with Doom Guy. I mean, everybody loves Animal Crossing. Like, I've never heard anything bad about it. Every person I've ever heard talk about Animal Crossing says it's super fun. Okay, well, here's what we're going to do here. There's an NPC we can summon in for the boss fight that we're about to deal with here. So I'm going to double back, go to the bonfire, try not to frickin' die. Yeah, that's what it seems like. Just very chill, relaxing. That's what I've always heard about Animal Crossing, is it's just really fun, sort of simple, chill gameplay. I'm trying to think of what I've been playing lately for chill games. I don't know. Most of my time these days are like, if I'm playing a video game, I've been playing a lot of Souls lately. Like I just did like 2 run-throughs of Dark Souls 3, a full playthrough, and a New Game Plus, because I've been stuck on this one boss in that game forever. So I finally finished that. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to see if I can run past these guys. I'm an idiot. I didn't even do the whole thing that I went back here to do. God. I am rusty at Dark Souls 1. It's been a long, long, long time. Harvest Moon is another game that I've heard about but never played. There's so many like those old console arcade kind of games that I just didn't play because I didn't have games as a kid, really. Okay, look, you guys. I know that you're like, you just want somebody to water you or something, but it's not me, alright? It's not me. Stop it! Oh, God! It's the worst. It's the worst! Stupid. I hate these guys. Alright, we're here now. We're here now. We've got our souls. They're not bugging us anymore. We are going to reverse our hollowing and run to the boss and fight this thing. It's a giant butterfly. It's not too bad. And hopefully we can find some pants at some point here. I would like some pants. We need some deprived playthroughs. Doing a deprived. Okay. Yeah, what have I been playing for chill games lately? I don't know. Most of my chill time has honestly been spent doing D&D prep for a couple of the groups that I've got going on. My online group that I've been playing forever, and then another one I started with some wrestling folks from around town. Oh, try me! I've got a friend coming, you know, Witch Beatrice, and she's gonna mess you up, you know? Alright? How about just stop? Just stop. Beatrice, please don't die. Oh, God. See, the thing about if your NPCs die in Dark Souls 1, they stay dead and they don't come back. Unless you go back to the bonfire. Ah! You one-shotted me! Alright, this is not gonna go well. Jesus! Ah! Dark Souls, why? I love this game, but oh my God. Yeah, I don't know if I've been playing any like chill games lately. What else do I have on my computer? Oh, I just recently did a whole run through of the Mass Effect trilogy, and that was really fun. Coming back to it years after I haven't played it and being just free of all this stupid controversy around it. You know, they're bitching about the ending and stuff. It's like, guys, I don't know if you've ever actually created anything, but part of the process is not doing what, you know, it's being creative and doing your own thing. Doesn't necessarily mean that's something that everybody's going to like, but it is what I signed up for. No, it absolutely is. I'm just really rusty at Dark Souls 1, and honestly, Dark Souls 1 is the most punishing of the three. It gets a little bit easier with every game. Or a little less punishing, I should say. Ow! Ow! I'm trying to think if there's anything I can double back and do and try and get some more souls for. Because this is harder than I remember it being last time I went through this area. But I don't know. It's probably because I don't have pants. But that's what happens when you play Deprived. You run without armor and stuff for a while, and that's what makes it challenging. Because there is a point when you've played through the game so many times that it has just kind of become like a rinse and repeat thing. Because the big thing is learning enemies' attack patterns. And so once you know how enemies behave, and you don't play like an idiot, like I've been doing for the last 15 or 20 minutes, it's really not awful. You know, just be smart, patient, and you will win. Sometimes the camera screws you, especially there's a couple of bosses where it's just like, it's not even fair. Die, you tree! Yeah, I will say this about that, though, and it's not a defense of it, it's another facet of that to think about, is all the other decisions that you make throughout the trilogy do come back and play a factor in it, even if it's not directly referenced in that, like, 3-part choice at the end, because it does affect, like, you know, I guess it's pretty difficult to get, but if you do very little prep in Mass Effect 3, and you've alienated people, and, you know, and let people die, and all sorts of stuff throughout the course of this series, you'll just lose. Like, you won't even get a chance to make the decision. You'll just lose. So, it's interesting. But yeah, I mean, it is a little bit of a bummer at the end when it's just the 3 things. But other decisions you made throughout the series do make differences at other points in the game. You know, the whole thing with the Krogan. Like, dude, if that's Reeve instead of Rex, that's a whole different interaction. And, you know, and like the Rachni one was one that did bug me, because that one is really watered down. And it's not perfect, but I think it gets more flack than it deserves. You know, I'm not going to defend every bad developer decision or every bad publisher mandate, but it is a game that I think got a lot more hatred than it rightly deserves. Because the gameplay's great, the multiplayer is really fun, the voice acting is the best it is in the entire trilogy, and I think a lot of the whack kind of peripheral stuff with that game that wasn't involved in the ending, it was developer or publisher mandated stuff, you know, like it always is. It's like when movie studios start interfering in movie productions. Yeah, it's a great game. It's still a great game. It's definitely not, I think, what a lot of people wanted it to be, and I will say that, like, kind of boiling things down to those 3 very basic decisions is a really watered-down way to handle it. But, that being said, one of the things I think that's true of the whole Mass Effect trilogy, though, is that a lot of your decisions are sort of, even if it's, like, the right thing to do, there's still consequences to it. So, like, even when you're saving the Council, you know, you get the decision at the end of the first game to save the Council or to save the fleet. You know, if you save it may not be something that people talk about, or it's something that comes up a lot in, like, immediate gameplay, but if you save the Council, you sacrificed a ton of ships to do it, you know, and so, like, there is still something to be said for that, and some of that stuff is carried across more clearly in the series. But yeah, I think you do have to remember that, like, even if it doesn't affect the very end of the game, it still affects other things throughout the series, and that is just as important, I think, for telling a story. Yeah, man, Andromeda, that's a game too that I have so many mixed feelings about. There's so many cool things that they did in it, I thought. Like, they did the exploration so much better than they did it in Mass Effect 1. In Mass Effect 1, it's awful. It's terrible. The Mako is just the worst thing in the entire world. Man, this dude is really just burning through my shields. But the trick with this guy, to get back to Dark Souls, getting distracted with Mass Effect. Man, that's a series that I want to play through on this channel, too. Do streams of that. Is to just, you have to bide your time. You have to just dodge these attacks. If you have good enough equipment, you can block them, but you just have to dodge these attacks until he lands, and then you get just a bunch of free shots on him. But the nice thing about having that NPC here, which Beatrice, is that she's got some sweet ranged magic attacks. Oh, they didn't make it backwards compatible, because I know you were able to play 1 eventually on PlayStation 3 after EA, got all the rights and stuff from Microsoft. That's a bummer, dude. I mean, I played through all of them on my computer, and honestly, like, Mass Effect with the keyboard is not bad. It's pretty good. There are games that I do prefer to play with controllers, like this one. I'm playing this with a 360 controller, or a Xbox One controller, because this game on mouse and keyboard, Dark Souls 1 in particular, the controls are very weird and very wonky, and I don't like them. And they're much better on a controller. Yeah, dude, that sucks. The whole backwards compatibility thing with PlayStation has always been, for me, the reason why I never bought one. It's because it's like, dude, I got all these games and I can't use them still. And at this point, I don't have an Xbox either. My 360 kicked the bucket a while ago, but at least for a long time, I could play my 360 games on somebody's Xbox One. Okay. But, time to Dark Souls. Time to Dark Souls, Dark Souls. So this part of the world, this Darkroot Basin, you don't learn really anything about it while you're here, and there's inferences made about this area that you don't get unless you have the downloadable content, Artorias of the Abyss. But it's implied that this region used to be a kingdom, or like at least like a city called Ulasil, which was a center of magic and sorcery and miracles and stuff. And this is many, many, many years later, when it's been all overgrown and everything is awful, and but we'll come back here in a slightly different state for the Artorias of the Abyss DLC when we get to that. That's going to be something that we don't do for a while because it's pretty hard. The boss fights are very challenging. They're fun, but they're really hard. I've only ever gotten through the DLC once because of that. Oh gosh! We are really just doing nothing. Why am I doing so little damage? Okay, we're gonna beat this boss solo though, because she's easy. And if I die this time, I don't know. It's 4:30. I don't want to just sit here and struggle with bosses forever. I'll probably have to do some grinding to beat her. I don't know. But she's hard. This was Moonlight Butterfly. She's hard because her magic attacks do so much damage. She's real slow, obviously. Oh, like that, though. That's awful. And she just killed us right away. Oh my god. I am somehow really underleveled, I feel like. Let me check what my level is, because I may have to just go do some grinding. 21? That's not too bad. StarCraft? I haven't played StarCraft in a while. I've been thinking about reinstalling it on my computer, though. I uninstalled it because it just takes up so much memory, and I only have so much hard drive space, and I hadn't played it in a while. But they made some changes last year that I wasn't a big fan of. You start with like 8 probes, and I don't know, as somebody who grew up playing like classic StarCraft, it's a really weird thing to get used to. Yeah, it's like, just want my 4 probes, please. I know how to balance the start of... I know how to do my opening game with this. This is a totally different change that I don't know how to deal with. Yeah, I've been thinking about it. I gotta move some stuff around on my computer. Move some stuff to my external so I can clear up some space. I would definitely play some StarCraft, though. Age of Empires. I haven't played Age of Empires in a while. I used to I have like an HD edition of Age of Empires 2 on here on my computer, which again I got just for like nostalgia because I was one of the games I played a lot as a kid. Yeah, it's a fun game. It's really weird trying to go back to play it because it's just relentless. It's just a super relentless RTS where you're always under attack, constantly. And just the amount of micromanaging, it just doesn't play into my strengths. But I still love playing it. I'm awful at it. I'm terrible. One of the things that I've really appreciated about Dark Souls is that it's a game where like it's not built on DPS, and it's not built on damage absorption, and it's not built on that kind of stuff. It's a game that it will be very challenging, but you can beat it with using the gear that you want to use, basically. It's a game that can be played a number of ways, which is one of my favorite things about it. And we're going to go back to Firelink Shrine and just kind of go through some stuff. Yeah, I'll have to install it. It shouldn't take too long. It should not take too long. I've never messed with the online with Age of Empires because when I had it as a kid, our internet was too crap and it didn't work. And as an adult, I just have never felt the need to because I only downloaded it because it's like a nostalgia kick. Okay, so let me come back here, collect my thoughts, and figure out what the next step is going to be because I'm getting my ass kicked, which is normal for Dark Souls, but now my phone is really struggling with the stream. It's lagging really bad, so I'm having a hard time keeping up with the chat. Okay. What's the plan here? What can I do? I mean, I could just run through all this and just kill everybody and get a bunch of souls. That's just, I don't know how fun that'll be to watch. That's going to be pretty boring. Let me think. I need to remember even how to get down to the sewers that we need to go to, so I might as well figure out how to do that and use it as an opportunity to level up. Once I figured that out, I think we'll call the stream for the day, because that'll be like 3 hours. Yeah, dude, I'll add you on Twitch. I know I've seen you post some stuff on Facebook. I don't use Facebook too often. I've been using it a little bit the last couple of days just to kind of get the stream set up and put out feelers and stuff. But I know that I've seen you posting some stuff on there, so I'll add you for sure. I'll get my Twitch re-downloaded. Yeah, I'm truly awful at Age of Empires. I have no idea how the balancing or anything works in that game. Like I said, I played it when I was like 9. And never really paid any attention to that stuff when I did. So it'll be interesting. So what I'm trying to figure out, trying to remember, is how I get down to the basement. Where the door is to the sewers. Yeah, it's just a fun game. Like, I always just really like building like a big fortress with like 2 walls and a bunch of castles and stuff. Ow! Stop! I need to pay attention to my stamina. Yeah, I'll have to reinstall it. I had it installed for a little while. just for nostalgia purposes, just to play it every once in a while, but I don't have it installed at the moment, even though it's a really small memory space game. My computer hard drive doesn't actually have that much memory on it, is the problem. So I've got a big old terabyte hard drive. I think I played a little bit of it like last year, the year before. I don't know. I bought it a while ago and just sort of play it when I really get like the itch. Oh, you both come up. You've both come up. Leave me alone. Okay, so the thing I need to do is I need to figure out how to open up that shortcut, because that's where we need to go. And I don't remember how to do it, though, because I haven't played this game in a while. Oh, God! Just getting bombarded here. Cut it out. Yeah, do you have the HD edition on Steam for Age of Empires? Because that's the one that I have. Because it was like $5 or something when I bought it. Oh, you're going to chase me now, huh? You're going to say this is the time? Oh, cool, great. Yeah, then we definitely be able to play together. I think. I mean, I don't know how the servers or anything work on that game. I'd have to assume that there's something up. It's like, why release an HD edition if you're not going to support the servers? Okay, this is going to be fun. The other game that I've been wanting to get back into a little bit is Destiny 2. Steve and I used to play that online all the time with Battle.net, because Activision sells it through Blizzard and stuff. But it's just one of those games. The thing about MMOs for me is that they're constantly updating, and it's like if you don't play them for a couple of months, you're just hopelessly freaking lost forever. What other lore stuff can I talk about for Dark Souls that's relevant to what we're doing? I don't know. There's not a lot because I got stuck. Let's see. Yeah, we're trying to ring these two bells. We've got one, and ringing both of these bells will then reveal to us what the fate of the undead is, and that's kind of the whole point of the game is following that destiny and that prophecy to its end, even though we don't have a full understanding of what it exactly means. So we are in a land called Lordran right now, and this was a land that was once ruled by the Lord of Sunlight, Gwyn. And lords are kind of an interesting thing. They're implied that they're gods, but there is also an implication that they're a race all to their own, and that they're just sort of like demigod-like, and they're not quite true gods necessarily. Like, they didn't make the world. They just have influence and draw upon certain forces of it. Like Gwyn is the Lord of Sunlight, so the sun is his purview, and the what are they called? The co-op covenant, the Warriors of Sunlight. That's what they're called. Sorry, they worship Gwyn as a god. And Gwyn certainly intended that he and his people would be seen as gods, and that's sort of something that the lore doesn't get a ton into, but we can. There it is. Great. Okay, basement key. That's what we needed. Here we go. Cooking with gas. Cooking with gas. Alright, so we're going to get down here, and I'm hoping we can get to a bonfire, but this part really, really sucks. And we are going to go back and fight that butterfly. I do just need to level up a little bit first. And here's a shortcut up here, which will be nice. The only thing about this shortcut is that the door opens outward, and it always makes me feel like I'm going to fall off the edge. Like that! Because I am stupid and not good at this game. Well, I guess it's a good thing it's right over there. Oh, yeah, Dark Souls. Ow! Ow! Stop it! Okay? Yeah, recover lost power, please, and don't knock me off the edge this time. Got stuff to do. Is anyone following me down here? Okay, yeah, someone is following me down here. But Lordran, back to that. Lordran was once this like really beautiful kingdom, and when the and it's not really ever clear, at least for now, why it's the way it is. But it's very much to do with the dark sign and the oh, dogs! They're always the worst in FromSoft games. They're always the worst. Drink some Sunny D. Get back to it. There's an item back here that we can grab. But there are some enemies. We are trying to milk this a little bit for souls, because I need some to level. Oh, God! I do need some to level up, I think, because that butterfly is just bad. No thank you. No thank you. Ow, 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 ow! Fire! Cut it out! Oh, God, of course. Dude! Stop! You bastards. Go away. Okay, so this is gonna... We're also... God, dude. We got two bosses that I'm just not ready for. One of the things that happens with Dark Souls is when you get to a certain proficiency level, you don't die as often, and so you don't farm as many souls. Okay. Come here, you guys. That is bleeding damage. Bleeding damage is really bad. Because if you max out bleeding damage, it automatically will just do a bunch of damage. Ow! Fire! Right away to you. I knew that was there and I still backed up into it. This is not going well. I gotta just focus here for a second. Oh, like that. Blood loss. Oh, God, dude. I need to get my stamina back and I just can't because these guys keep just chasing me. Cut it out. Like, why can't I focus on that guy? He's right there. No. Stop. Okay. Oh, dealt with. Pants. Guys, we finally got pants. I've had a waistcloth for forever? Oh. Sorry, these look like these are going to block damage a little better anyways, so we'll wear those. When did I pick up that Hollow Warrior waistcloth? I don't know. I have no idea. No idea. Okay, so we're gonna have... I wonder, is there a shortcut? I think there's a shortcut. Yes, there is. Great. Okay, this is a good way to go anyways, because this will get us another shortcut back to Firelink. Oh, goodness. They just double whammy. I hate these guys. They're the worst. And you gotta fight 3 of them at a time. Alright. Alright, we're instead of trying to run through everything, we're going to be very methodical. We're going to maximize our soul harvesting. Cut it out! Okay, it's almost 5 o'clock. I'm going to call this in just a minute here. I want to be able to get this shortcut open, I hope, before we call it. There's one last shortcut I want to get, and then I will have to do some farming in between streams so that I can get some levels so that we can fight these bosses without it being just brutal. Just brutal. Dark Souls is a very unforgiving game, and that goes... Okay, sure. I hate dogs. I hate these dogs. They're the worst. Cut it out. Leave me alone. There's some enemies that no matter what you do, they just have the worst attack patterns. Okay, you prick. I'm tired of this crap. Leave me alone. Okay, so we're going to try and funnel them our way. Fight smarter, not harder. Okay, I guess we're just gonna have to lure them back. The other guy's back there too. Get off of me! Stop it! Leave me alone. But obviously, Lordran, things are not going so well here. And that will be clarified later after we ring that second bell. Okay, I just want just not 13 guys trying to fight me all at the same time, please. That's all I really want. See, and that's opposed too. Got the blade out in front. That means that dude is going to try and riposte us if he gets a chance, so we're not going to attack while they're doing that. See, just being careful, not being an idiot. Ow. Even when you are careful, sometimes there's nothing you can do about it. Leave me alone. Stop throwing those knives at me. It's not fair. Cut it out. Okay, this is going much better this time. Dead. Yeah, I'm going to get this shortcut, and then that will be it for the day. Getting up to 3 hours, a little longer than I wanted to go, which is okay. We did get a little bit of a late start due to some technical difficulties. And I think I'm going to do this like maybe once or twice a week. I don't know. I'm still trying to do some studying for some test prep and things like that, even with everything going on. So I've got to make sure I put a little bit of time into that, or at least enough time to pass the exam when I can take it, whenever that may be. I haven't heard anything that it's been officially like no-go, since it's EMT stuff, and I feel like right now they probably need everybody they can get. Oh, see, I did it, and he frickin' riposted me, and it sucked. But here we go. He did it again. I didn't even see him doing it. He was standing behind me or something. I don't know. Just not paying attention. Okay. You need to cut that out. You can just... Stop. Okay, great. Okay, so the reason there was that fog wall up the stairs, and the reason we didn't go through that is because that is another boss, and that boss sucks because he does a lot of damage and it's in a very confined space, but he has the key to this door, which we cannot open until we defeat him, and that is the way we need to go to get to the next bell. But what I'm trying to do here is there was a locked gate in that sort of sewer culvert thing that we go through near Firelink Shrine. And this is the way to get to the other side of the door so that we can open it and have this nice little shortcut down to fight the Capra demon later, who is the boss in that area. It will also give us access to a nice vendor who has useful items for sale. Yep, you need my souls like everybody else does. I know. You see, she's got some of the poison stuff and a few other useful items. Really good stuff we can't afford right now. We don't need anything, but we're gonna go this way, open this shortcut, get back to Firelink Shrine, and call it a stream, because I need to level up and I don't want to make anybody sit through that stuff, because that will be boring. And it'll just be me going through this area over and over again, farming for souls. So we're not going to do that. I will do that not on a stream. I'll do that before the next one. And I also will need to do a little bit more research. The way I'm kind of handling the lore stuff for this is because I'm a fairly new player, and the lore is so... I mean, I've been playing for a couple years now, I guess, but the lore is so anomalous and hard to nail down certain things that it will require me to do a little bit of research before we start each session. And I didn't do any more research beyond the Belfry Gargoyles, those bosses that we killed to activate that first bell. I didn't really do much research beyond that, because that was sort of my intention to plan, but since this is a little less formal... Worked out, but... Got our shortcut, got our first bell rung, and now I need to spend some time getting ready to fight some bosses, so I will have to be ready for that. The next time I will post on... well, I'll have a stream posted on here for the next scheduled one is supposed to be, and then I will also put stuff on socials, so if you guys are friends of mine for real, you will see that update. If not, I don't know, I might wind up having to make some social media accounts for this. I'm not really comfortable with putting my private, well not private, but personal social media stuff up on YouTube for everyone to just go find. So I will probably set up an account maybe for that, just to make announcements, if nothing else. So stay tuned for that, perhaps. I don't know, but that was fun. 3 hours, roughly, of streaming Dark Souls, one of my favorite games. Again, I'm a little rusty at the first one. I haven't played it for a while. So it's going to have a little bit of authenticity to it, as opposed to somebody who's been playing through it over and over again and is really well practiced at it, which a lot of people can do. And like, I thought about doing a stream like that on a New Game Plus, but I thought it'd be more fun to show everybody kind of the game, what it's like if you start really from the ground up with nothing. Yeah, I'll do that. I will hit you up about Age of Empires. I'll send you... I don't know. I'll see what I need to find for that. I'll have to install it first. But we definitely can play some of that. But I will do some leveling on old Dangus here for our next session. And hopefully that will be sufficient to deal with those bosses so we can get ringing the next bell. But thank you for watching. Those of you who were here for my first stream, seemed to go pretty well. And yeah, I guess I'll see everybody soon. Thank you. If I can quit out of the game. Apparently every time I click on something that isn't Dark Souls, it's just going to make it Dark Souls.